iOS and Android.
Right now at 5, some Southeast Kansas 7th graders get a lesson in life skills.
And we've got ourselves a fairly mild by comparison start to our day. It's going to be windy out there as well. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Baxter Springs Police Department improves their crime-fighting abilities with the help of some federal funds.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. So it is Good Friday.
Yes.
In the 4 states. School is out, and I know a lot of businesses are closed for today. We got the Easter holiday weekend, and it's looking pretty decent through the weekend, but it's Monday that we're watching very closely.
Absolutely.
And we'll go into detail on Monday with the full forecast. That'll be here in just a few more minutes, and I promise you we'll go over everything that we're looking at. But we got to get your Friday started off right. Got to tell you what to expect as you go out the door this morning, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Elise agrees. Yeah. She somewhat agrees. It's like one of those surveys on 1 to 5, where 1 is you strongly disagree and 5 is you strongly agree. I think Elise is sitting about, a 3? She says a 3. She neither agrees nor disagrees. All right, let's take a look outside. This is our camera, of course, on top of the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. It is breezy already. These winds are going to continue to increase through today. We are looking at gusts out of the south, anywhere from 40 to potentially 50 miles an hour. So I know with the holiday weekend, a lot of folks probably traveling. It's going to be really nice this weekend. If you're taking your RV or a larger vehicle, especially on east-west highways, you need to be cautious out there. Hold on to the wheel. Pay attention because these winds are going to be like this all day long. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, looking back to the west. Looking pretty good so far this morning. We do have wind advisories for all of southeast Kansas and all of southwest Missouri, and all of these go until 7 o'clock this evening. So that's just another indicator. We're going to have very gusty winds through most of our Friday out there. In Joplin right now, it is 53 degrees, 49 in Pittsburgh, so really not a bad start whatsoever out there. Temperatures around the region, we are for the most part low to mid 50s, but we do have a few upper 40s out there as well. But again, compared to yesterday, we're anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. So a big change in temperatures, and that will continue through today. We're going to start the day partly cloudy, increasing clouds as we head into the afternoon. So we're going to start to go mostly cloudy out there. Very breezy. As we mentioned, those gusts 40, potentially 50 miles an hour in some cases. And our highs today right in the low to mid 70s. So that puts us about 10 to 15 degrees above normal across the area. Above average weather will continue as we head into the holiday weekend. And then as mentioned, we are watching the possibility of some strong thunderstorms on Monday. We're going to break all of that down for you with your full forecast coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll see you soon. Well, a 7-year-old boy from Aurora, Missouri is recovering after a dog bite incident. Authorities say it happened Wednesday night on private property within Monett, Missouri city limits. Investigators say the child who suffered severe injuries was a guest at the home where the dog resides. Emergency personnel transported the victim to Kansas City for treatment. The mixed breed dog is being held by Monett Animal Control. That dog was also the subject of a bite incident in October. That case is pending in Monett Municipal Court. Authorities arrest a suspect in a telecommunications cable theft. Jasper County deputies responded to reports of the theft near High Street in Sarcoxie, Missouri early Tuesday morning. Deputies served a search warrant at the location of a possible suspect vehicle, found 470 feet of telecommunications cable at the home. Deputies arrested the suspect, but official charges have not been made. Baxter Springs Police is receiving more than $160,000 in federal funds. The money will be used for technological upgrades. Specifically, the police department plans to buy 10 body cameras and 6 car cameras. The funding will also help upgrade their 6 less lethal taser.
One of the big benefits for the community of the cameras, for example, is transparency. As an agency, we want to be transparent to the community. We want to be able to show them that we are doing things the right way for the right reason. And we're not perfect. There are times we might mess up.
The community is safer when the police department is trained and has the tools necessary to do their jobs in the best way. And that also protects the officers themselves. So safety for the police officer, but when they're doing their jobs with the latest technology and the right kind of training, they're not making the mistakes that might cause harm to somebody in the community.
Currently, the Baxter Springs police vehicles do not have car cameras. U.S. Senator Jerry Moran supported the federal funding. Chief of Police Brian Henderson anticipates to have the items in place by midsummer. Well, 7th graders from Frontenac Junior High School learned life skills at Greenbush in Girard yesterday. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Have any questions?
The annual Life Skills Day for Frontenac 7th graders means a field trip to Greenbush to learn basic cooking skills.
And I was a little stressed out at first, but so far it seems like it's going pretty well and the kids are enjoying themselves. And we're just teaching them some basic cooking things that they should be able to do on their own.
Usually the Greenbush staff travels to the middle school to teach, but this year, 65 7th graders went to them.
I was like, I was really excited because when they first announced the Greenbush trip, and I was like, okay, what kind are we doing? And they're like, we're gonna go cooking, and I'm just like, are you serious? I love cooking.
Gabe's group started the day making roasted chickpeas and granola from scratch.
It feels like oats, like it's not wet or anything. Yeah. My mom bakes and then my dad cooks, and I really like cooking. I really like cooking and baking. I'm a lot of an artistic kind of guy. I'm more in arts than sports.
So it's not.
The 7th graders aren't just understanding basic cooking, but learning new ingredients as well.
I didn't know, I thought chickpeas were like a nut, not like a seed. I thought they were like, kind of like a peanut, but I didn't know they were like a seed.
Reporting in Girard, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
6th and 8th graders also got off campus. They spent the day touring some departments at PSU. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Yesterday was a beautiful day for baseball as Major League Baseball celebrates its 2024 opening day. Plus, a volcano in Iceland erupted once again, but this time the lava was met with the northern lights. And we have a warm and windy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Go to smileactives.com now.
Yesterday was another Thunder Thursday, 72 games down in the NBA regular season, just 10 left before the playoffs, and the race for the top spot in the West is heating up. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out with a quad injury in Thunder's game Wednesday night. That came back to bite them. OKC loses in overtime by 6 to the Rockets. That slides the Thunder into a two-way tie with the Timberwolves for second place in the West. They are each a half game behind the Nuggets. Tonight is our 6th Thunder Friday night of the year. Oklahoma City welcomes the Phoenix Suns to the Paycom Center. Wrestling fans, if you want to see the WWE SmackDown, don't worry. It will air in its entirety following the KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Fort Scott softball won its home opener just over a week ago amidst the wind and rain. Yesterday afternoon, Tigers are treated to a little better conditions for Game 2. Baxter Springs softball on the road, taking on Fort Scott. The Lady Lions strike early. Going to the top of the first inning, Micah Adams sends this pitch into right field, and she hustles into second with a double and would score later in the inning. Fort Scott falls behind 1-0, but doesn't blink. Bottom of the first, Rayleigh Cowan muscles one into left field. It's an RBI single. Lady Tigers far from finish. Kendall Aiken, the freshman, blasts one into deep left center. That drives in 2 more runs. She slides in safely with a triple. Fort Scott scores 5 in the inning. Bats stay quiet until the 5th. A chopper goes to short here. Throw gets away. That brings in J.C. Rogers, one of 2 runs that inning. Tigers turn to Aiken on the mound to finish this one out. She gets 4 strikeouts the last 2 innings, and Fort Scott improves to 2-0. Lady Tigers win 8-4. At Warren Turner Field on the campus of Missouri Southern is Webb City baseball facing Lakes Community. They're going to start in the bottom of the 2nd. Cohen Epler hits a blooper in shallow left. That ball finds the ground as 2 runs come in to score. Epler has himself a pair of RBIs, 2-0 Webb City. In the third, Sean Hunt rips this into center field over the outfielder's head. Drew Vonderhaar scores as Hunt picks up the RBI double, and the Cardinals lead 3-1. Later on in the third, 2 on, 2 out. Hunter Schull hits this under the first baseman's glove. 2 more runs score, and Webb City says their lead 5-1. In the fourth, Sean Hunt again as he hammers this ball out towards the fence. Not quite enough for a home run, but another run comes in to score. Lakes Community got back into this game, but Webb City hangs on to win it 8-7. Yesterday was a beautiful day for baseball, not only here in the 4 states, but across the country as Major League Baseball celebrates its 2024 opening day. Bobby Witt Jr. taking the field at Kauffman Stadium on opening day, as does Andy Reid, showing off the Lombardi Trophy. He throws out the first pitch to George Brett. Top of the first, no score. Royce Lewis takes Cole Reagan's deep for the solo home run. Twins leading 1-0. Royals waste no time responding, though. Bottom of the first, Michael Garcia, just the 3rd pitch he sees on the season, and he hits a solo home run. That ties the game at 1. Beyond that point, Minnesota adds another run in the 3rd and 2 in the 9th. The Royals don't score at all the rest of the way. KC falls at home to the Twins on opening day. Final score 4-1. Meanwhile, the Cardinals in LA taking on the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani making his debut with his new team. His first at-bat, he lines one off Miles Mikolas. Onto the corner, Mookie Betts stops at 3rd. However, Shohei gets tagged out. No runs surrendered, but that would be a sign of things to come. So go to the bottom of the 3rd. St. Louis down 2-0. Mookie Betts crushes this pitch to deep left field. And that one is gone. Dodgers extend their lead to 3-0. Cardinals fall behind early and never recover. They lose as well, 7-1. Still to come, the CDC is alerting doctors to watch for unusual symptoms as rare but serious bacterial infection is on the rise in the United States. Plus, we're having another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
$1.99, call it whatever the heck you want. New dirty drinks now at Sonic.
Nominate your 4th State hero today.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5:17 on this Friday morning, a good Friday across the area. A lot of you folks may be sleeping in. I suspect that the number of you watching at home may be a little smaller right now than it usually is. But for those of you who are awake, we have wind advisories across Missouri and Kansas until 7 o'clock. And that is because we are contending with wind gusts that can be anywhere from 45 potentially to 50 miles an hour out of the south. So if you're traveling today, let's say you're up early because you're getting ready to travel. If you're heading on any east-west highways, you've really got to hold on to the wheel, especially if you're taking the RV or another large vehicle somewhere this weekend, because these winds are going to persist all day. I promise you, the time did move. We are now 5 hours past where we just stopped, and the wind gusts really haven't changed that much, still in that 40 to 50 mile an hour range. Even overnight into Saturday morning, still dealing, at least for some of us, with some intense southerly wind gusts across the area. So keep that in mind if you're traveling. We are at 53 degrees in Joplin right now. Let's keep in mind that our average high is in the low 60s, and we're already at 53. Got a south-southeast breeze at 13. Around the region, temperatures not bad, upper 40s and low to mid 50s across the area. So compared to yesterday, we are considerably warmer, to the tune of anywhere now from 15 to 25 degrees warmer now. We were at this time 24 hours ago. We get our day started. Windy is the key here. Partly cloudy initially, clouds increasing as we go through the morning into the afternoon. Look at that, 64 by 11 a.m. That's about a degree or two warmer than our average high, and that's at 11 a.m. That is ahead of highs today, low to mid 70s, mostly cloudy skies as they increase across the area, and then they'll turn around this evening and begin to decrease across the area. We'll start to go partly cloudy by late evening, mostly clear overnight. Our lows tonight, just a couple of degrees off our average high. It is a very mild evening out there as we go mid-upper 50s. And that is ahead of these changes that we're expecting, the storm system that we're expecting as we head into the latter half of Sunday and especially into Monday. So again, Sunday morning, a stray shower to be possible. We're otherwise looking to be partly to mostly cloudy on our Sunday. Still a bit on the breezy side. It won't be until late evening Sunday. We'll start to see a few scattered thunderstorms out there. Some of those could be strong, potentially severe. But as we head into Monday morning, this is coming in two parts for us. One, Monday morning, around the time about now, we're expecting scattered thunderstorms, and we're anticipating that these are going to be strong to severe by Monday morning. Then we're going to be stuck with some scattered showers and thunderstorms through most of our Monday, and some of those storms that redevelop through the day could potentially be strong to severe. And by Monday late evening, another round as this cold front actually makes its way into the area, because here's that low pressure system. Once the cold front starts to knock on our door, it's going to set off another round of more organized, strong to severe thunderstorms across the area. So Monday is a day we are watching very closely. Now on the backside of that low pressure could lead us with a few stray showers as we head into our Tuesday. Here's a look at what we're thinking Sunday. Again, this is going to be late Sunday evening into the initial overnight hours. We have that possibility of some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms. As we go into Monday morning, through the day Monday, and again into the evening, we've got ourselves a pretty good shot of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms out there. So we've been telling you about this now for several days, and that's kind of the other key. This is something that's been relatively consistent now for several days. So it's not one of those systems where it's just showing up and things are continuing to change. It's been relatively consistent for the last several days. So a heads up on that. We are keeping a close eye on Monday. Between now and then, mid-70s tomorrow, pushing close to 80 on Sunday. And we got a possible alert day for Monday. We're going to be watching this very closely as we go low to mid-70s. That system, again, cools us off behind the front, back into the 50s Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll return to the 60s and 70s for the latter half of next week. That is a check of your forecast. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.
Here a flower, there a flower. Flowers everywhere. Can you really have too many? At In the Garden, we don't think so.
Only on Fox 14.
Thunder Friday Nights is sponsored locally by Downstream Casino Resort and Vance Automotive Group.
Topping Health Watch this morning. The CDC is alerting doctors to watch for unusual symptoms as a rare but serious bacterial infection is on the rise in the U.S. The infections are caused by a strain of Neisseria meningitis bacteria. Meningitis symptoms usually include fever, headache, nausea, and a stiff neck. However, many of the recent cases instead present with bloodstream infections and about 4% with painful infected joints. It's also unusual that the infections are striking middle-aged adults. Normally, meningitis infections strike babies or adolescents and young adults. The CDC says in the cases identified this year, about 1 in 6 people have died, a higher than normal fatality rate for these infections. The agency says immediate antibiotic treatment is critical. The Biden administration is taking another step in its effort to lower healthcare costs. On Thursday morning, it announced it's curating short-term health insurance plans, which they call junk insurance. They say the plans often leave patients contending with big medical bills. The new rule says new sales of the insurance plans has to be limited to 3 months with the option of renewal for a maximum of 4 months total. Previously, the duration of the policies was to about a year, but patients could renew up to 36 months. The new rule also requires the plans provide customers with clear explanations of their benefits and show them how to find more comprehensive coverage. Consumers who currently have short-term plans will not see changes in their policies. Well, it's one of the most important things you can do for your health. Regular physical activity can help your brain strengthen bones and muscles, boost energy, and aid in weight management. But it's important to prepare your body for exercise. Mandy Gaither explains how remembering the acronym SWISH can help prevent injuries.
It's spring, and if you're exercising more to be healthier or to prepare for swimsuit season, make sure your body is ready.
It's important to prepare to provide yourself the best chance at not getting injured.
Dr. Tracy Nogle with Orlando Health says not preparing can lead to injuries like ankle or ligament sprains, muscle or tendon strains.
If you're not strength training and stuff like that around your joints, you can have shoulder injuries or knee injuries, such as like an ACL. And then getting in stretching and stuff like that to prevent injuries to the calves and the Achilles is all very important.
To help you remember to prevent injuries, Nogle says to use the acronym SWISH. S stands for stretching. Do this before and after activity. W is for wearing the proper equipment, such as supportive shoes, and if you need them, ankle or knee braces. I, ignoring an injury is a bad idea. Nogle says not to tough it out, instead see a doctor.
Getting a doctor's approval to push through some of those pains, I think, is important, and determining whether or not it is something that can turn into something worse down the road if you keep playing.
The second S is for strength training. Keeping muscles strong can help your body avoid strains or tears. Finally, H is for hydrate.
Drinking before and after activity is very important to keep healthy in those muscles in all of your body.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The current physical activity guidelines for Americans recommends adults get 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity every week and 2 days of muscle strengthening activity. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got ourselves a much warmer start to the day out there and breezy conditions. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Score sweet savings on some serious shut-eye only at Denver Mattress.
Right now at 5:30, Pittsburgh residents plan a birthday party 150 years in the making.
And we've got a windy day out there for us today, also much warmer. We'll take a look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, elementary students in Carthage raise money for St. Jude Children's Hospital and get to slime a teacher as a bonus.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snowe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Good Friday in the 4 states.
Yes.
So as we've mentioned, the news never stops. So that's why we are here. But a lot of kids out of school today.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't have to work today, probably planning a long holiday weekend. Do you have any big holiday plans?
I'm going home to see my folks.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got some big plans this weekend, actually.
Okay,
so
well, excellent.
Yeah.
You got a bit of a drive ahead of you, too.
Oh, a little bit of a drive, but it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, the weather is beautiful today. I know it'll be a little bit windy, but...
And it's going to be a bit breezy for sure, but I know the direction you're heading.
Yes.
So you should be all right.
Okay.
But still, hold on to the wheel because it is going to be very windy today. We're talking southerly wind gusts, 40, 50 miles an hour out there. So we do have some wind advisories in place. We'll take a look at that in a moment. First, a look outside. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. Of course, looking back to the west. And so far, it is looking pretty good. Here's those wind advisories for all of Kansas and into Missouri. And again, one of those rare times where the different forecast offices agree on the time. All of them run until 7 o'clock this evening. So again, if you're traveling on any east-west highways out there, especially if you're planning to travel for this weekend, maybe you're taking the RV or maybe just one of your larger vehicles, you've got to hold on to the wheel. You've got to be aware of those gusty winds because they're going to persist all day long. They're not going to ease up until the early morning hours tomorrow. All right, in Joplin right now, it is 53 degrees, 49 in Pittsburgh, and we are about 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago, just across the board. We've still got some upper 40s out there, but we're seeing a lot more low, even mid-50s as we get our day started. And keep in mind, our average high this time of year is in the low 60s, and we're just 10 degrees off of our average high at 5:32 in the morning. We get our day underway. We're going to start partly cloudy. Clouds increase through the day. We'll go mostly cloudy heading into the evening, but our highs today well above average as we go low to mid 70s out there. Got another warm and breezy day tomorrow. Easter looking pretty decent for the most part, and then we've got some thunderstorm chances we're keeping a very close eye on Monday. We'll take a look at all those details in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Local students yesterday gathered at Missouri Southern to pitch their business ideas. MSSU's Missouri Small Business Development Center hosted the inaugural Pitch Palooza. It was open to any high school or college students as well as members of the public with an entrepreneurial spirit. Not only was it a chance to get their ideas out there, money was also on the line in the form of scholarships and a Joplin Chamber of Commerce membership.
Because we want people to understand that entrepreneurship is alive and well in the Southwest Missouri area. And it's just to get people used to talking about their business ideas. Maybe it's to make connections. For our college students especially, we want them to understand that entrepreneurship is a well and viable path for them in the future, and we can really get them connected with like-minded folks.
The contest was broken into 4 categories. High school and college students competed for a $1,000 scholarship, while entrepreneurs competed for the chamber memberships. A Joplin Art Gallery yesterday made a donation to Watered Gardens Ministries. Local Color Art Gallery recently hosted its annual open house and art auction to raise money for an area organization. This year, that organization is Watered Gardens, and yesterday the gallery presented a check for the proceeds worth $1,100.
Many of our artists here also already support Watered Gardens. We have our 2 potters make bowls for their Empty Bowls event. And I think we've just seen the work that they do to help the homeless and in our community, and we wanted to be a part of that.
Local Color Art Gallery is currently partnering with the Downtown Gallery of Joplin, raising money for the Joplin Humane Society. Elementary students in Carthage this week raised money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. It's part of a competition called Penny Wars at Mark Twain Elementary. The teacher or principal whose group raised the most money had the honor of getting slimed yesterday in front of the whole school.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
for a great
for sure.
cause. St. Jude's is a great research facility, and it's able to do so much for kids. Since I lost my daughter 4 years ago, if I can help do something to keep another family from having to go through that, I would do it in a heartbeat.
The school raised a total of $4,000 through donations from students and staff. Well, kids in Chinook, Kansas got to celebrate Easter a little early. The Neosho County Health Department yesterday hosted a drive-through Easter egg hunt. Officials say the drive-through style event started after they did a similar event for Christmas at the height of COVID. They decided to continue the trend for Easter, and it's stuck around ever since.
It's just wonderful to see them come in and see them smile and see them come in maybe drooping and watch them walk out smiling. And you'll see the kids as they come through. Even the handicapped children are able to drive through. They don't have to worry about getting out if they don't want to, and the bunny will go to the car.
There was also a photo booth with the Easter Bunny at the end of the hunt. The city of Pittsburgh turns 150 in 2026, so a local organization is already planning the celebrations. The Celebrate Pittsburgh community has launched Pittsburgh 150, and yesterday they held a public meeting to discuss the plans. Residents were able to jot down ideas, memories, and give input pertaining to the city and its historic birthday. Attendees met the folks behind Celebrate Pittsburgh, learned about the initiative and ways to get involved.
I want a giant Ferris wheel. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I would love at some point to have a giant Ferris wheel that we could bring to Pittsburgh for a weekend or for a festival for a whole week.
Honestly, I'm more excited to see what other people are suggesting. I'm excited to see Pittsburgh grow and what form that takes.
Well, a Ferris wheel would be pretty cool. The committee plans to have events all year long throughout 2026. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Pope Francis takes part in an annual Holy Thursday feet washing ritual. Plus, Israeli Prime Minister is still adamant about IDF forces advancing into the city of Rafah. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
KOAM TV is sponsored by Aaron Sachs & Associates, proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Topping World Watch, Pope Francis takes part in an annual Holy Thursday feet washing ritual. The pontiff came to the women's section of Rebibbia prison in Rome to celebrate Mass and take part in the tradition where he washes the feet of inmates. The ceremony commemorates the Last Supper of Jesus Christ with his disciples and is a symbol of love and humility. Francis is the first pope to hold the foot washing ceremony outside churches and include women and non-Christians in the service. Icelandic skies experience a variety of colors on Thursday. A volcano in the southwestern region of the country erupted once again, but this time the orange lava was met with the northern lights. A time-lapse video captures the two events coinciding with each other. The region has experienced several eruptions in recent months. Residents in nearby towns evacuated before the first eruption in December. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is still adamant about IDF forces advancing into the southern Gaza city of Rafah, citing how it's critical for their military operations to eliminate Hamas from the region. It's still raising concerns from the Biden administration over the escalating conflict could continue driving up the civilian death toll. This comes as doctors from neighboring countries are working in the few remaining Gaza hospitals, trying to offer relief to overwhelmed medical staff. Gary Baumgarten takes a closer look at the territory's crumbling healthcare system and its effects on some of the most vulnerable.
The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry reports the death toll in the devastated territory is more than 32,000, citing how more than 25,000 of those are women and children. But as Israeli forces press on with their goal to eliminate Hamas from the region, the intense fighting in densely populated areas is driving up the civilian casualties and has already left roughly 75,000 people wounded.
There are so many injuries. They have overwhelmed the capacity of not just this hospital, but the entire healthcare system.
The Associated Press reports only about a dozen of the 36 hospitals in Gaza are partially functioning. The others are run down, either raided by Israeli forces, damaged by military operations, or have no supplies and electricity to treat anyone.
We don't find rooms for the patients. They're all in the corridors.
Doctors and nurses from the nearby country of Jordan have been trying to help.
Our team has been doing this for 5 days. We're exhausted.
Doctors say many who escaped major injury still need medical attention, as a lack of clean food, water, and basic sanitation is worsening health conditions.
Outbreaks of epidemics, malnutrition.
The United Nations top court ordered Israel on Thursday to allow more aid into Gaza.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 545 now on this Good Friday across the 4 states, and it's going to be a warm and windy one. Wind advisories, Kansas and Missouri, and these will run through 7 o'clock this evening, and here's why. We're talking wind gusts 40, potentially 50 miles an hour. So here we are at noon, and I want you to pay close attention to this because we're going to hit the play button. We're going to go to 5, and these winds don't change much. We're going to be dealing with these very gusty winds for most of the day, and that's why those wind advisories run through 7 o'clock this evening, because even by 5, still wind gusts 40, potentially 50 miles an hour out there, and that continues overnight as well. We can still see those gusts upwards of 30 as we continue into the overnight hours and into our Saturday. We'll still be a bit breezy for some of us on Saturday, but thankfully not as breezy as we're going to be today. Right now in Joplin, it is 53 degrees. South-southeast breeze at about 13 miles an hour. Temperatures around the area very warm for this time of year, very warm for this time of day. We are in the upper 40s and low to mid 50s. In fact, we're starting to see, as you look out in Kansas, the winds are already starting to pick up out to the west, and we're seeing those temperatures warm up accordingly, getting closer to the mid 50s out there. So We are 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago at this same time. Talk about a change for sure. And change is on the way. We're going to have partly cloudy skies to start our day. Clouds will increase gradually through the morning into the afternoon. Look at this, 64 by 11 a.m. Our average high is about 61, 62 for this time of year. So we're going to be above our average highs by 11 a.m. ahead of a very warm day as we go low to mid 70s out there with those increasing clouds, so mostly cloudy skies. As we head into the evening, the situation reverses a bit. Clouds begin to decrease late evening and overnight, and we're going to go mostly clear and very mild, low, mid to upper 50s out there. So we're talking overnight lows just a few degrees off of our average high for this time of year, so a very mild evening. Then clouds will turn around and start to increase again for us as we head into our Saturday across the area. So another cloudy and somewhat breezy day, but again, not as breezy as today. As we go into Easter Sunday, we've been talking about this part. A few isolated showers will be possible in the morning hours on Easter Sunday. The rest of the day, we're going to start to go partly to mostly cloudy as clouds increase again, still a bit on the breezy side and still quite warm as we're looking at upper 70s. Then by late Sunday evening, we're going to start to see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Some of these could be strong, potentially severe, and these will continue overnight. Our better chances, we have two possible rounds of strong, severe thunderstorms, at least organized strong, severe thunderstorms as we head into our Monday. The first expected to be either ongoing or getting underway by about the time the KOAM morning news starts on Monday, around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on those. Those will be strong, potentially severe. Then as we go through our Monday, remember, on the future track, it's not saying rain will be in a blanket like this. This is where rain and thunderstorms will be possible. We'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout our Monday. Some of those could be strong, potentially severe. And then later in the night, here's this low pressure system. Here's that cold front. As that cold front approaches late evening Monday, so we're talking maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, we're going to see another round of organized thunderstorms fire up along that front, and those could be strong to severe. And at this point, all severe hazards do seem possible with these strong storms out there as we head into Monday. So Monday is a day we've got to keep a very close eye on. So we go into Sunday, again, late evening and into the initial overnight hours. This is where we're looking at the possibility of some of those strong to severe thunderstorms, and then those chances increase as we go overnight into Monday morning and again into Monday evening across most of the area where we could see additional strong to severe thunderstorms. So as such, we do have a possible alert day for Monday. Between now and then, again, mid-70s tomorrow, upper 70s on Easter. Evening thunderstorms, watching Monday very closely, right around the mid-70s for our highs. On the backside of this system, though, as that low pressure exits, we're looking at much cooler weather, and some showers could be possible on our Tuesday. And then we'll warm back up. This cool down, not as big as the last one we just got through. It doesn't last nearly as long either. We'll go back into the 60s and 70s toward the end of next week. That's a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
10 days until Celebration Eclipse viewing party at the Creative Learning Alliance.
Is
Squeakbox even trying anymore?
Home Outlet is your home store.
Well, it was a wild day on the road, to say the least. Drivers were dumbfounded as an escaped ostrich was caught on camera running through city traffic. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Usually when you spot the bird in traffic, it's not like this. Take a look at an escaped ostrich legging it out through bustling city traffic in South Korea. Eyewitnesses captured the bizarre sight on camera as the exotic bird, which apparently hightailed it out of a nearby zoo, hot-footed it through a busy street. Officials responded and were reportedly able to safely capture the ostrich, named Tadori, in a nearby parking lot and return it to the zoo. Another critter had a car-related close encounter, but this one was minus the car. A dog named Daisy managed to get her head stuck in the rim of an old tire in a New Jersey garage. Rescuers responded and first tried some slippery dish soap, but ultimately made short work of the poor pooch's predicament, using a plasma cutter to burn their way through the iron rim, setting Daisy free. Officials report that Daisy was uninjured and is doing well. The wheel is a whole other story. Because there's a hole in the wheel. Okay. Well, how's about an even happier ending to a traffic-related animal story? In early March, a bald eagle was rescued after it was reportedly injured by a car on a Connecticut interstate. Multiple agencies were involved in the rescue of the juvenile eagle, which was handed over to animal nonprofit Christine's Critters, which said the eagle suffered head trauma, but no broken bones. After a few weeks of some TLC and targeted rehabilitation, I am pleased to report this majestic bird of prey has taken flight once again, being safely released back into the wild. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Rod.
Well, it's incredible to see that bald eagle take flight once again. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Dodge Power Shot Days at Shields in Chinook.
Celebrating our female leaders during Women's History Month and year-round.
Well, a family of owls have become a permanent fixture at one Arizona elementary school. For nearly 5 years, the owls have made the school their home. The students, who have a bobcat for a mascot, have gone to great lengths to welcome the owls as their own. A nearby tree has a makeshift perch built by the school, and students use a trail camera to monitor the owls as a science project. The 2024 Cadbury Bunny is Louie the raccoon. Meet Louie, the lovable raccoon from Miami. He was chosen as this year's Cadbury Bunny mascot. The little guy is used to a big spotlight and is already an influencer on social media. Louie beat 31 other bunnies for this title, including his fellow finalist, a cat named Loki. Louie is the first raccoon to win the Cadbury Bunny competition. Jamie and Louie will donate the $7,000 prize money to a Florida-based wildlife rescue.
Well, I think that's pretty cool. However, I don't know if Louie really had much of a say in the donation of the money. I don't know. Let's take a look at what we're expecting as we get our day underway. We're going to start off partly cloudy. We're quite mild out there, and we'll be about 64 by 11. Clouds gradually increasing as we go through the morning as well, and those winds really starting to pick up. We do have wind advisories, Kansas, Missouri until 7 this evening, because those gusts out of the south could reach anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour, so do keep that in mind. We're going to be mild today, mostly cloudy, low to mid 70s across the area, and we got a fairly mild evening ahead of us as well. Clouds actually begin to decrease. Late evening and overnight will go mostly clear back into the mid to upper 50s out there, and then clouds will increase again on Saturday. Still a bit breezy, but not as windy as today. Mid 70s, upper 70s for our eastern, mostly cloudy. Some thunderstorms late evening. Some of those could be strong, potentially severe. Those will continue overnight. And then Monday, a possible alert day. We could see a round of strong to severe thunderstorms in the morning hours, a few scattered strong storms through the day, and then another round of strong to severe thunderstorms as we head into the evening, say after about 4 o'clock or so on Monday as well. Behind that system, showers on Tuesday, much cooler Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll warm back up for the second half of next week. That is a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more after this.
Prearrangement, the thoughtful decision. Call us